actually just been let go by my previous company. My role got eliminated, and it was one of those of just looking in the industry and starting to do some introspection. I need a change. I started digging into it and thinking about it. It hadn't been something I'd really explored in the past, so I wasn't really sure how to do it. I started seeing the ads for ECU pop up on LinkedIn, started seeing some posts, knew somebody that actually had been in the program before, and it's really time to just invest in myself, figure out what I want to do, how to do it, and just go about it the right way versus just sort of randomly applying for jobs on LinkedIn. So from that standpoint, that was when I decided, I need some further assistance beyond just rewriting a resume. I needed to get some better guidance, and that's when I reached out to Derek and signed up for ECU. I ended up as business development manager at Advantech USA. Salary stayed essentially the same, but I kind of knew that was potential because I was moving from the home improvement space into the technology space. I knew an industry switch may not pay off immediately, but I'm looking more long term. Yeah, there was really two things. Was number one, it was the automation tool for sure. There's no way I find this role without it, because that's how I got connected with my now boss. And he basically sent me a note and said, "Hey, I'm on vacation. I'll reach out to you next week." And then his next note was, "Hey, we've got a role opening up. We haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to connect you with our recruiter, and he's going to start setting up the process." And then it kind of went from there. And then related to that was really just the interview process. It really got me thinking in a different way about how to conduct the interview. I was used to the typical, they ask me questions for 2/3, I ask questions for 1/3, and we shake hands and go on our way. And they really just, the ECU instructors, yourself included, kind of redirected me into, look, take control of the interview right from the outset, ask those two most important questions of them, and really, get an understanding up front. So that helps you to sort of shape your answers. And then you're really in charge of the room, which as you get into more senior roles, that's going to be part of the role. And so having that confidence to go in there and just say, okay, let's go around the room, what's not on the job description, and particularly when you're in a group setting, I think really just helps to kind of assert yourself in there and help build that confidence as you go through it. So the automation and the interview skills, I think, were really the two biggest things for me. And then, just the general confidence to go out there and go into a new industry and talk to people as well. Number one, follow the program. It works. I know I've heard some people, on different things say, well, I'm not so sure about this. I don't like to network, but you need to put yourself out there. The automation's a big part of it. Sit down, have coffee with people you've never met before, maybe haven't even talked to before, and just learn from them. In particular, like me, you're trying to make an industry change. The second thing is just be aware of your mindset as well. I think that was also one of the most valuable things, especially I had never been in the position I was in before where I was out of work. And so that sort of shock, fear, I guess, of being in that situation can really cripple you. And working with the mindset coaches, I think, really help to reset that a little bit, turn it on its head and say, okay, this isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning of something else. It's an opportunity to go and improve your situation. And that really allowed me to go out, get the confidence to go out there and find something new, move into something that, I'd never really, an industry I'd never worked in before, but understanding that I had the skill set to move forward. And then the second thing is just spend the time. I mean, that's really the biggest thing, is you get out of it what you put into it. And that is from both ECU perspective, and then, there's other things you should be doing with networking. LinkedIn posts, which I know aren't always the easiest to come up with, take literally 5 to 10 minutes a day. Reaching out to people, typing up the email, particularly with the templates, take, another 5 to 10 minutes each, and then obviously if you do the applications and you do the easy apply, it takes 30 seconds. So it's daunting, but it's not as daunting when you start to break it down into its component parts. So just think about it from that perspective of, I just need to put in not a little effort, but a little effort, throughout the day to really get to where I need to be at, and really introduce myself to people outside of my network right now and find that dream role, dream job.